Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are doing a quick little departure from my build tutorial series as I recently completed a project that I'm fairly well proud of, and so I wanted to do a bit of a build showcase for that. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So what we have here is a revamp of a older build of mine. This is a Peterbilt modeled after the 389 model. I also got a trailer that I've been working on. Now, if we go in, so this is my original Peterbilt 389. Let's get that dropped in real quick. As you can see, got roughly the same allocation on the tail lights, headlight, blinkers, and some high profile lights and whatnot. But in this one, this is an older build, so we're using conveyor pipes for the smokestacks, as well as the interior is relatively sparse. You've got a rover cockpit and a passenger seat in there, and to get into it, got a little hole here in the side window.
Fuel critical.
Then everything else for this, the batteries, O2H2 generator, hydrogen engines, is all, it's fully embedded inside and whatnot. The new version, you got full access to the interior. Which we've got the same rover cockpit, but then we've added a pair of passenger benches and a passenger seat in the back. We've got internal access to our cargo storage here. We got some interior cab lights, a couple of programmable blocks, timer, and some LCDs. And additionally, the interior is fully pressurized. So we sit down here. I've left most of the screens on here as just as is, although on this one got a quick little description of what the first hotbar menu items are, and this is for if you don't have the build info that gives you the readout for your toolbar, or if you like playing with your HUD off when driving, stuff like this. So you got your handbrake toggle, your battery recharge, a start and stop for the engines, our interior cab lights, so white and red reading, our hydrogen tank stockpile, and our O2H2 generator toggle. So for our engine, go ahead, start that. So that'll start the engine, turn on our smokestacks. That will also turn on a pair of holographic LCDs on the interior. One of them gives you a nice little weather readout, the other gives radar. Kind of is just, give the appearance of like a GPS navigation system. Obviously, if you have other mods that you use that perform that task better, it's not too difficult to switch out that task. Now, our other programmable block doesn't have anything shown on the display. If we go back out to our exterior, you notice we got our brake lights are on, but if I turn off the handbrake, those turn off again. Now, if I manually hit it, using the spacebar, they turn on again. If I turn, you get the same thing on the front. So that second programmable block is running a vehicle light control script. Also, gives us our reverse lights. Then if we go into our second control bar, this gives us our headlights and the high profile lights up on top of the cab. And if we go back in, we can go ahead and kill the engine. And that goes and just turns all of that stuff off. Let's open that back up. Now, one of the other big departures is on this one to load the ice in. Got a single small cargo container here on the side. For this, went through and we've got our medium cargo containers, which have the access on the inside, but we also have access on the outside. And like on a semi truck, we've got a little door hatch that allows you to get into them. So we've got that. But the bit that I'm most proud of, if we come in here, you can just see LCD for hood open, and around the front we have hood close. That's because I built this so that the hood will open and close. Like that. You will notice that that corner edge does catch on the wheel just a little bit, but it opens up without too much trouble. So in here we've got our pair of hydrogen engines, our O2H2 generator, and then making use of the new thin atmospheric thrusters, we have our engine cooling fan, which, since this is a rover, just all you have to do to make sure that this doesn't end up burning a hole through your grill is just make sure that you have your inertial dampeners turned off. And we've also, you can just see them underneath here on this side, and then over here, these are the timers that control the piston and hinge to open the hood. So go ahead and close that. And there we go. And also, we've got a pair of button panels for our fifth wheel to attach and detach. And this is so that we can hook up to a trailer. Which I've got, it's not fully complete, so I don't have this on the workshop just yet. But I've designed a box trailer that works with this, that has controls for the landing legs that will raise and lower these, as well as toggle our magnetic plates. And with these as well, because of how the hitch is set up, when you lower the landing legs, it will also turn on this rotor and hinge. That way, when you detach, it will hold them in place. Otherwise, if we turn this off, it just kind of swings down, and it makes getting hooked back up a little more difficult. So, kind of demonstrate that. Head back up. See how cleanly I can get that. I think I might need to recenter just a touch. That should have us right about... Not perfect. Let's see. Locked. So now we can come in, unlock our landing gear, and bring the legs up. Now if we go in and look at these, off and off. Now, one thing to note with this is I have run into some occasional issues where the trailer likes to try and roll if you turn too sharply. Um, Limits on the rotor do help to push it back to a center line, but that is something that you want to be mindful of. Additionally, because the front bumper does run a little bit low, you do want to be careful with off-roading in this. Obviously you can take it on, up and over hills and whatnot. But especially rough terrain is going to be a little bit of a hassle. You may find yourself somewhat frequently repairing that front bumper. Yeah, driving from first person, this is the view that you've got. Decently open view out the front. Side views are relatively restricted, whatnot, but most of the time, you generally want to be keeping your eyes forward anyways. Then one of the beauties of the turn signal script is it will work through subgrids. So the control for that is if we just go into our turn lights. So any of them really. All you have to do is set in the tag for whether it's a reverse, or for the turn signals, turn and then which direction. And so you just repeat that process on the trailer as well, and that will give you the same functionality. And because going for some accuracy, we have our turn signal on the very rear as well as on the side. So to demonstrate lowering the landing legs, helps if I actually hit the right button for them. Now you will sometimes have these catch on the ground. I haven't had it catch hard enough to cause any damage though. So that is one thing that, you shouldn't have to worry too much about. So with those down, see that both of those are turned on. So now we can go in, detach our fifth wheel, and the hinge and rotor stay in place. Allowing us to detach cleanly from our trailer. So right now, I currently have the truck up on the workshop. Link for that is going to be down in the video's description. And then once I get a few more things cleaned up with the trailer, and probably get a couple variants made up, this will be added to the workshop as well. This trailer currently has some large cargo containers in it, a total of 4. I will likely be making variants that run hydrogen tanks, as well as one that's just a empty box trailer that if you have a forklift, you can make pallets and mag plate them to the inside of this and carry things that way. So keep an eye out for those. I'll try and have them up on the workshop sometime over the coming weeks. And of course, if you run into any issues with the blueprint, or if you have any suggestions for them, feel free to leave those down in the comments on this video or in the comments on the workshop page. But as always, if you enjoy this, again, let me know that too. This is this particular project is one I've wanted to work on for a while, and I'm happy that I was able to finally work on it, and I'm pretty proud of how it has turned out. So again, hope you guys enjoy the video, and until next time, take care everyone.